this episode right here. Like, when you start an episode of Don Bros, you never know what you're gonna get. It's like getting a gift each week and just expecting a joyride and getting so much more. That's right, let's talk about it. It's Don Bros 36, and no need for opening bits because I've been photoshopping this whole episode. So let's go. The reign of Triggered Keijino continues. After losing Miho as Natsumi, getting thrown into the slammer, getting out somehow. Did I miss something? After the fight last week, he should have gone back. Anyway, after snapping at his boss and not getting fired, he gets invited over to the cafe for a party to cheer him up. Y'all got him some Miho blow-up dolls or something? Oh, it's just an all-you-can-eat parfait. Trying to gas this man up for all he does when someone just happens to say the M-word and their relationship is brought in. Just too much. And thus, triggered. Leaving the cafe while being watched, he sees Tsubasa's posters to see that he's been released. Oh wait, not so fast, since Juto Tsubasa has appeared, and thus triggered. Tailing him as he himself gets tailed. I will now proceed to combine the word Juto and Tsubasa together to name him Jubasa, since anything else is just a mouthful. Speaking of mouthfuls, Jubasa decides to get down and get a quick bite to eat off of everyone's plates. But when the food is garbage, he takes this rando and completely triggers him. What's more triggering is that since the food is trash, even though Tsubasa is a Juto, that culinary instincts kicks in, going Mad Dog Gordon Ramsay and showing them how it's done. Force feeding everyone in the restaurant as well as dragging in Tsuyoshi into the force feed. Though I'm pretty sure he just drove that restaurant into debt by doing this, but let's not dwell on that too much. Taro's taking a bite too. What's the verdict? It sucks. This leaves Jubasa triggered. Meanwhile, a wild Miho appears, tripping up Tsuyoshi in the process. This leaves Jubasa in a tizzy about getting everyone to eat his food. Taro, still rejected. Meanwhile, Sononi... Nope. Must resist. It is No Nut November, and I made a bet with Galaxy Blade. I am winning this one. Hey, we showing up today? We showing up today? Like, she realizes that Jubasa is nothing more than meat on the brain now, having gone full Juto. And you never go full Juto. Dodging Jubasa's force feed frenzy, Haruka makes her way to Natsumi, watching her acting and... I'm sorry, what? So, Natsumi is trying to be in a play and showcase off the life of an actress, going through physical fitness, fancy food, and a nice shopping spree. Who's paying for this? Simps. That's right, Natsumi's a gold digger. I'd play the track, but fighting Toei versus Yae, I'd rather fight Toei. Jiro's side story continues, eating up Rumi's veggies from back on the farm. Having a taste of home makes him flip-flop back over, and then getting some Tendo Soji guidance when it comes to sunsets having healing properties. Back with gold diggers. No. We are on thin ice. No. Natsumi emphasizes that it's a man's job to serve women's needs. Meanwhile, spiteful Sononi must not drink.
You son of a bitch, let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Come on! The water's right there!
Outs Natsumi as a Juto, all to Haruka's usual obliviousness. Asking the questions to find the gateway into the Juto forest. Not getting the answers, this triggers Sononi into a confrontation. Though, match blow for blow, Natsumi just bails out, leaping into the air and just taking off. Actors really do be amazing, aren't they, Haruka? Dumbass. Seeing the entire event go down, random guy from earlier gets triggered. Oh boy, it's time for some explainers. Let me get the good seat for this. Where she lands is right by Taro, who confronts her if she is Tsuyoshi's wife, but is told that Miho is just a dream of Natsumi. While Tsubasa shows up, Taro means to save him, so Natsumi at least does him a solid and explains that if a human form can be brought back to the human world, then that will undo the Juto's immortality. Though Tsubasa lunges at Taro, Natsumi decides to jump in as well. Taking both of them on, it's Sonoza who comes in to help, carrying Sonoi's message since he's tired of the bromance and just wants to fight for real. So, he's breaking up with Taro. But not before writing a message for the Juto, which Sonoza he can't read. This triggers onlooking Sonoi. Sonoza transforms and joins the Juto fighting frenzy until they dip out. This as Triggered Stranger finally snaps into the Go-Go 5 Hitotsuki. Time to be a rescue soldier. The bros join this fight, but so too does Tsubasa, since the Don Blaster takes him along as well. With everyone here, Don Momo finally decides it's roll call time? Now. Really? Alright, here we go. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Oh, this is good. This is damn good. I just dropped my fucking driver. What the fuck? Of course they chose to do it with whacked out Tsubasa. Jiro shows up fine and well after being rejuvenated from Rumi Shrub. But when the Hitotsuki decides to recreate the opening to Go-Go 5, Don Momo needs some golden shower into Zuo Eagle power. Yo, what the fuck is this shit? This is like 5 million times better than Goldon Momo. Making easy work, per usual, it's now time for the Gatai of the CG variety, with Toradora Oni Taijin. But we finally get the new Gatai of Toradora Oni Taijin Supreme, dealing alright CG-licious attacks with a CG-licious finisher to end things. After all is said and done, Tsubasa gets greeted by Tsubasa, taking his hater blockers back and dealing a fatal blow to him. Damn, this arc really didn't last long. With this episode of Down Bros, we, for some reason, just need to have the Gatai of the Toradora Oni Taijin Supreme. And with that, let's talk forms. I unironically like this. I was first told that it looked like one of those super clusterfuck Gatais like the Goanger's final mech, but this one seems a little bit more streamlined. Though that can be partially due to the CG, but I was hoping that since the proportions previously seen with the last Gatai are somewhat corrected here, we'd get more suitmation, but the CG is at least well defined. I'm gonna be so broke buying these mechs. God. Rating time. No. This episode had a lot to digest, and continues to trend that you can't really predict what's gonna happen in Down Bros, so every episode is like a ride. I wasn't expecting Jiro to just heal like that after one meal, and I wasn't expecting Tsubasa to be defeated so fast. But the comedic points hit, and the heel turn for Natsumi Juto on Taro was indeed a ride. I think y'all might already know the subtext, but this episode is gonna get the Sononi S+ No Nut November triggered rating. Who the hell freed Tsubasa? Like, Miho didn't give up the answer to lead someone into the forest to save him. So, it wasn't Taro for sure. But then there's the Sononi possibility. But she didn't get the answer either. And although next week's teaser might hint at things between them, I'm thinking that it's the very real possibility that Natsumi did it herself. And I feel it's because she's got a partial attachment to Tsubasa, possibly due to her memories, as she couldn't help but save him previously as well. When he was first infected with the origami back in episode 11, it was her that pulled out the origami. I think subconsciously, Natsumi's will is having the Juto save him. Just obviously not herself, since that would mean her own end. On to her Juto persona self, I'm honestly a bit confused, since Natsumi seems to have a ton of fans that she's willingly taking advantage of, which makes me wonder if this is a side of Natsumi that Tsubasa was never aware of, or the Juto just exaggerating on things. The thing that makes me think that it's the first point is that these guys already existed and had prior interactions with Natsumi. as it seems implied. So if Tsubasa did see this side to her, would it change things for him? But then there is the counter to it all, with Miho not really being a persona, but Natsumi's dream goal. She wants to live the married life and settle down. But likely due to the restrictions placed on Tsubasa, since they couldn't meet for a year, Tsuyoshi got to be the lucky cipher instead. Which could imply, yes, Natsumi has her simps and gets luxury thrown at her. But it's not actually what she wants. She just gets it. This instantly made this girl way more complex by this episode. Way more than Haruka's oblivious ass. The Jiro non-explainer still remains, since it looks like Rumi's food did do the trick in healing him. Or maybe it was the sun. See, now going back to like Dragon Ball mentality here, like of course, if you've seen like original Dragon Ball and like early Dragon Ball Z, you'd know that the moon makes Goku transform into his Ozaru Great Ape form. Maybe they're trying to allude to the sunset as being some sort of healing mechanism for him, kind of like the moon does for Goku. That could be another thing. They're planting these seeds. They're there. Because I'd hate to think that the last few episodes were just thrown away for a one-off bit. And just to keep Jiro in the sidelines for a while they had all these shenanigans with with Golden Momotaro. Sonoe seems to be trying to stay away from Taro after getting the juice drained out of him. And it looks like his friendship with Taro is over. Trying to keep things back to the way they originally were. After all, Sonoe did warn him about how love is cruel, due to Tsubasa's own story arc. So he's taking his own warnings to heart. Next week though, I don't know about y'all, but this shit right here is hype. New Noto Sonoshi joins the fray. Also, I'm hearing word that the best character in the series returns yet again. My man Minoru. My body ain't ready. My body is not ready. So what did you think about this week's DonBros? Eating that food, gold digging, and all that triggering. Next week's sure to be hype. So until then, I will catch you all next time. Bye. Jiro's side story continues, eating up Rumi's veggies from the back. From back on the farm. From the back. Eating Rumi's veggies from the back. Damn. Okay. Boy. Jiro's side story continues, eating up Rumi's veggies from back on the farm.